This video, I'm going to be sharing with you the holographical manifestation process that will turn your reality inside out. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of the holographical manifestation process that will turn your reality inside out, because this is a new way for looking at reality in general. Now, what I'm going to be doing is guiding your attention to certain ideas to show you how literally the macrocosm and the microcosm have an intimate correlation, and how you can more easily guide through your life by first off making the change within yourself to then see the change on the outside. Because the main idea is understanding that when you change on the inside, then your outside changes. But if you try to change everything on the outside, it's not like you have actually changed, and it's going about it the wrong way. It's like going over to a mirror and trying to change the reflection with your hands versus just changing the reflection on your face. So it's about understanding this correlation of how reality works, but also understanding that there's many different layers to this process. Now, the first thing I want to guide your attention to is understanding that of the Earth, which is over 70% water, which has the land masses on it. And that is a symbol and also correlated with the body of us, because we are over 70% water. And we are made of carbon and many of the same materials that the Earth is made out of. And when you look at that, you can see that right there is a macrocosm, microcosm type relationship. Now, in the same way, if you were to expand it out even more and look at the solar system, you'd see that there's certain planets that revolve around, moons that revolve around planets. You have planets that revolve around different areas as the solar system is moving. And that, in a similar way, would look like that of an electron. So if you have electrons and you have the nucleus and you have different movements going on, it's very similar to that. Now, when you look at that of the body, for example, if you've ever seen reflexology, like if you've ever gone and gotten a massage, and you see that on sometimes they'll have the charts up there to show you. The charts will show you how on your hand and on your face and even on your lips, there's certain parts of your body that are connected through a nervous system that then connects to each and every part. So sometimes, for example, somebody may be having a headache and they may tell you to go like this. Because when you go like this right here, this is correlated, this spot right here is correlated with your head, and it can relieve some pressure of overthinking or whatever might be going on. And in the same way, there's different meridians of the body that correlate with other parts. And this awareness shows us that even though, yes, our body, yes, my intestines are over here, my heart is right here, this is my brain, there is this woven information that flows through our body that shows us the microcosm and the macrocosm. And just simply looking at this, we can begin to see that everything in our life is and has this form of pattern to it. Think of a hologram like something you might see like a Pokemon card or something. And you'll look at that hologram, every individual square has within it the whole as well. Now, in the same type of way, you are not just a drop in the ocean, you are also the ocean in the drop. This is why a lot of times people get stuck in their egos, because they think that they're separate from everyone else, when in fact, they are connected. And they aren't just the ego self, there's also this connection to a larger source of energy, which is who they naturally are. So, the more you become aware of these different ideas, the more it kind of loosens up your grip for the way reality works, but also understanding there's something much more divine happening here. There's something we can feel much more deeply connected to. When you look at that of the planets of astrology, there's different influences on the planets to our body, depending on when we were born, numerology, many different things. And these all correlate with patterns of energy. These all correlate, and we can then see that once again, this is the macrocosm, the microcosm. So, when it comes to this process, how can you begin to see things more clearly in your life? Another part of this is understanding your purpose on earth. And we are here right now to have an experience of transformation. We are here right now to experience becoming more of who we really are, knowing that we aren't just these individual separate fragments. We are so much more than those fragments. And the more we become aware of it, is the more we start to take our power back. Now, there are a few powerful ways that I found we can look at this. And one of them is understanding this inner and outer relationship. This inner and outer relationship is about awareness, because the more aware you become of something, the more that you can then dissolve negative energy, the more that you can then dissolve the beliefs that may no longer be serving you, but you have to first off be aware of them. And it's as simply as sometimes being aware of it. The moment you become aware of it is the moment you can let go of it. But if you're not aware of it, it remains on autopilot. It's similar to a habit. If you've ever had a habit that's not serving you, you keep feeling resistance, the moment you become aware that you're doing this habit is the moment you can choose not to do it again, because from that point forward, if you do it again, you're making a choice to do it again. You're not doing it because it's the autopilot mind. So you see, this is where the power is. It's in the choice. It's in the understanding of the inner and the outer. So how would you go about manifesting what you want holographically? Well, you would understand that this microcosm, macrocosm relationship and this inner-outer relationship is about and has everything to do with you. Has everything to do with you and how you feel about you. So for example, if you want to create more abundance in your life, one thing you could do is focus on how you already have abundance within you. Abundance of breath, abundance of friends, abundance of different level things in your life. And by focusing on that abundance, you begin to feel more abundant, because you also get in life that which you feel. So focus more on that, and you begin to see that then that begins to grow within you. If you find that you want a relationship, instead of going looking for love somewhere else, look for the love within yourself. What is your relationship with you? And as you pay attention to your relationship with you, you will find that you then fill up your own cup, and then that leaks onto other people, and other people want to be around you because of the energy flow of that. But see yourself as worthy of loving yourself. Because everyone else that you experience in your life, you think is separate from you, but they're actually connected. And when you think that you are experiencing someone else's energy, many times you're just experiencing your own energy. It's just that you give yourself permission to feel certain energy when in certain states. It's like there's this meaning in our mind of someone else, and we assume that they're the only thing making us feel a certain way, but that depends on the meaning we give it, because if we change that meaning, then a lot of times that relationship will change. But you see, that's not coming from unconditional love. That's coming from a very codependent type love of meaning and intellectualism. This is about letting go of that and having unconditional love for yourself. Because as you have unconditional love for yourself, that will manifest in your reality in amazing ways. Same with abundance. If we don't feel abundance within ourselves just for being, and abundance of the different areas of our life, then we will continue to experience some sort of lack. But abundance is around us at all times. It just takes the perception of the focus to be able to notice it. So, what are you currently focused on? How do you feel about yourself? And do you know that when you see someone else outside of you, you assume they are over there and you are over here. But in actuality, there is light hitting that person's body that is being reflected back to you, and inside of your eyes, you are interpreting that person that is over there. That person that is over there is actually within you. And everything that you think you are touching in your life, if I touch a piece of paper right now, I think I'm touching the paper. But there are electrical impulses coming through my fingers that are then being transmitted to my brain that then says this is sensation. So, this is where things start to get a little bit more flexible. Because then we see that reality is a little bit different than we priorly thought. And a lot of what we experience in our reality will have to do with our beliefs about it. Do you believe that your reality is fixed and hard to change and very solid? Because if so, that will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. And is there power in putting your power outside of you and into something else? I want to change that over there, the outside. There is no outside. The outside is the reflection of the inside. So for everything in your life, focus on wholeness, completeness, and feeling connected to you, your relationship with you, how abundant you feel about you. And as you start to generate these states from within, your life will begin to change. And think about it. Anything in our mind, any goal we have that we say, once I accomplish X, Y, or Z, then I can be happy. We are externalizing our happiness and thinking that some other future point in time, once X, Y, and Z happens, then we can be happy. We have these if-then type statements. These if-then type statements will hold us back from feeling happy right now in the present moment. Understand, right now is all there is. This is the present moment right now. It's just that we work, and then we say, once I get here, then I'll feel happy. But then when we get there, what happens is we've already primed ourselves to not be happy, so therefore we then extend the goal. I've experienced this before with even, for example, certain goals with YouTube. Oh, once I hit 100,000 subs, then I'll feel a certain way, get to 100,000, then the mind creeps in and goes, how about 200,000? How about 300,000? How about 400,000? How about 500,000? It always wants more. But you see, that's the ego. Who you really are is beyond the ego. And your alignment to that part of you is what's going to determine your relationship with reality. So instead of focusing on changing the outside, change your relationship with the higher self version of you that exists right now. Everything in your life is a reflection of your alignment with you, of your alignment with your higher self, the guidance of your higher self. And that alignment, many times, depends on your connection to passion. Are you passionate about what you're doing? Because if you are passionate about what you're doing, you feel like you're in a high vibe state. And when you are in this high vibe state, you find and experience a reality that is equal to that high vibration. And your vibration is a combination of what you think, how you feel, and how you act. So begin to see how you could align to your passion. Ask yourself the question, what am I passionate about? I intend to find my passion. And then just be aware of what comes up for you. Because that thread of passion is like the carrot on the stick from your higher self saying, hey, go in this direction. And the more you go in that direction, the more you will find a reflection of who you really are. If you find that there's negative emotions in your life, instead of changing things on the outside, ask yourself new questions. What would I have to believe is true to be having this negative emotion? Ask yourself the question of, why do I feel this way? And then I'll open up the space within you to see what kind of answers come through. Because your higher self will begin to guide you. Right now in this reality, when we come here, we have this ego structure that we experience our life from. However, this ego structure is not just who we are. We are so much more. The key is to be aware that we are more. And to wake up to this dream of separation and into this more unconditional love, which is who we naturally are. Now, when you start to go through this process of awakening, which you probably already are if you're watching my videos right now, because you cannot perceive that which you are not the vibration of. Either it's been planted or you're going through it. It's about being aware that there's more to life than the five senses, than the ego structure, than trying to change things on the outside. It's about instead going within and understanding your connection to this higher vibrational version of you and how you can stay in alignment with it. And when you wake up to that you are more, then you then see some type of guiding post that can help you in that direction. So, begin to understand that if you want to change anything on the outside, change on the inside first. And the way you do that is through understanding that you are everything that you see. Sounds deep. But you only experience things through your own energy. Even when you think it's someone else, it is part of your own energy and the meaning you're given it and the emotion that you have. So it's about understanding that if you change your relationship with you, you then change your vibrational resonance, and as you change that, you change the reality you experience. So be aware of that. And go within yourself, give yourself unconditional love. Give yourself abundance. Give yourself vitality. Simply make these choices, and if any negative emotion comes up, be aware of it, look at it, and then let it go. And a lot of that has to do with completing the past, because if you do not complete the past, you will repeat the past. So if you want to complete the past, one of the most powerful meditations I've ever made is in the top of the description box below, and if you listen to it for 21 days, I think it will transform your life. Read the comments in that YouTube video to see what I mean about what is possible. Also, something else I'll be doing is more live Q&As on Instagram. I do them almost every single day. So if you want to interact with me on Instagram, and I also post daily content there as well, you'll see my Instagram right here. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification gear next to the subscribe button so that you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.